Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
Todd, after the past couple of weeks, you desperately needed a win tonight, and you certainly got it. Can you just give us your analysis of the game?
Yeah, we did need it, and I think the best way to answer your critics is a performance like that. And I know the team that I recruited, and I know the team that I have. That's what we saw at the start of the season, and we had a week or two there where we really had a lull, and we had a difficult time closing out games, and hockey's a big confidence thing. We come in tonight, two teams desperate for a win. I made a couple changes during the week that were going to make us skate like the team I want them to be, and we were just keeping it simple. And I think the guys did a great job tonight.
You're also missing a couple of key players as well in Turon and Jackman, which must have made the job even more tricky.
Well, I think in a game like that, it can go either way. You can come out and play like we did tonight, and guys can keep it simple and play a smart hockey game, or it could maybe turn into a bit of a rout. But fortunately for us tonight, I think that everybody went out there and they did their jobs. And, they all played well tonight. And I think credit goes to our D. There were only 4 of them back there tonight. They played really well. We only had 2 centermen. Those guys played fantastic. And our wingers skated all night. So, and they played like they should in front of Shane. And he stood in there like we would expect from him. And that's the kind of performance I think that if we play in front of him like that, we'll get on a regular basis.
It seemed quite sort of evenly matched for the first period, definitely, and then the goals started to happen. Those 2 goals from Dingle, I guess, absolutely key.
Well, I think that it was nice to play in the opposition zone a bit more. I thought we were. It's a word I've used the last couple of weeks. I thought we were more mature with the puck. We weren't throwing pucks blind. We were supporting each other like we should be, and ultimately guys were skating. So that all contributes to the overall performance. But yes, of course, Ryan, I demanded a lot of him out of him tonight, and he answered the bell. I mean, all of them did. But those 2 goals really sealed it. We got a good power play goal off Russ early on, and let them answer back. But it really was our mistake where that goal came from. We flew the zone before we got the puck out, and that's cost us in the past. Fortunately tonight it didn't cost us.
And Brendan Brooks getting stuck in and making sure that the team weren't going to get pushed around in that third period.
Well, I think you have to recognize that you don't need the big enforcer out there. Something we've made a big part of is team toughness, and that means that you're all out there together playing as one and getting stuck in. And good for Brendan. He's one of the elder statesmen on the team, but I don't want to mess with that guy. He looks pretty tough.
Danny Stewart's first visit back into Fife, and he's having even more of a tough time of it after that performance tonight. Did you speak to him after the game? Yeah,
I had a chance to speak to him at the bench briefly after the game, and I think that you got to recognize that that's two quality hockey teams that were playing each other tonight, and I think that we're kind of both going through similar problems. And fortunately for us, the first meeting was in our building on our home turf. And, the puck was bouncing our way tonight. And we had our guys primed up for this all week. And like I said, I changed a couple of key things. It looks like it's paid off. And, it's a big weekend for us. We go into a Challenge Cup game tomorrow. That's a must-win. If we want to have any chance of qualifying for the next round. The guys will enjoy this win, but I think it's important that they take care of themselves tonight and come out tomorrow with much the same effort as they did tonight.
you're already a defenseman down. 2 runs now out for I believe 6 to 8 weeks, and you've got Jackman out as well. So I guess the question is, how's the search going for that extra import?
Well, Churin won't be out as long as that. I mean, it'll be. It looks initially that it'll be shorter than that, which is good news. It's a funny old time of year. We got left out in the cold by a visa denial. One of the reasons my bosses insist that I don't make announcements before we get in a visa, and this one's come and bit me in the ass. So I guess I'll be more cautious in the future. But to answer your question, yes, we have been working. But when you put together your full team and your full roster, and you thank the agents for their hard work, and you move forward with your team, you'll always check in, but you haven't been doing that deep search of who's available. And everybody's obviously committed to go to a camp right now. There's not many guys just sitting at home wanting a job, or the right guys sitting at home. So these camps will be going on for the next week or so, or starting. More guys will become available. But obviously the main priority is to get Jax healthy. And David, it looks as if we've got some hopefully okay news. We'll find out more Monday. And I'm really looking for one guy. So I've been in contact with guys, and there is talks going on right now. There's just unfortunately nothing concrete. But, maybe a special mention has to go to RD tonight. I know that Russ and Phil, played incredible amounts of minutes, but maybe even more importantly, Tommy Muir and Chris Wands, who don't feature heavily at times, stepped in tonight and really played for 30 minutes. And I thought they did a hell of a job. It's something that they're quite capable of doing. But the problem in this league, and how competitive it is nowadays, is that by playing short, it puts a strain and it stretches everybody to the limit, and that's where you run into more and more injuries. And I've learned that lesson in the past. That's something I'm keen to avoid. I've publicly stated numerous times that I'm not keen to play short. So although they did a great job, and I'm sure they'll do a great job tomorrow, it's very important that we get up to full strength and full strength immediately.
Edinburgh tomorrow night in Murrayfield, which is always a very difficult place to go and play hockey. But I guess you're going to be wanting to make amends or right the wrong from last weekend.
Ali, I think so. I mean, I've done a lot of thinking about it, and I know that people are very displeased with that. That was nothing more than us pushing to do too much. I think if you looked at tonight and you were here watching this game tonight, or watching on a webcast, or whatever you were doing, you probably saw our players play with more smarts tonight. You saw us chipping pucks in. It's funny. You hear in the crowd, we get a power play, and we're up 3 goals or whatever it is, 2 goals, and everybody's just, as soon as you get in zone, people are just yelling, shoot. But for me, and I had to say a number of times to the bench, I'm like, don't let people influence your game. If we keep the puck to the outside for 2 minutes and we keep control of it, pick your spots. If your spots come, that's great. But we don't need to push, allow them to get a turnover like happened against Edinburgh. We're here to provide entertainment, but ultimately we're here to win hockey games. And Edinburgh could have been one out, but we push and we push and we push, and they stung us. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, we played good for the biggest parts of that game. And ifs and buts, but if we won that hockey game, that whole entire weekend would have taken on a different effect. But all of a sudden, a negative atmosphere came into the dressing room and outwards into the rink, and everybody feels pressure. Fortunately for us tonight, we relieved some of that pressure with a good, solid team performance, and long may it continue.
And the guys are out there in the ice now with their first skate with the Flyers, and it's got to be a good thing to get the guys out there and just kind of get a bit more positivity going.
Well, that's a double-edged sword. Could you imagine going out on the ice with the skate with the fans after losing 5 games? it's a little different, right? So there's always a feel-good factor after we win, especially in this building. It's something that we have to demand. I think tonight, I think I said in a couple interviews that a few of my players had said that every time that they came into this building in the past, it was always like a fortress, and it always seemed intimidating. But at times this year we haven't been that, and that's really searching for our team identity. I think that tonight, and games like the Nottingham game, we even against Belfast, we really played like we want to play in this building. Pardon me, and that's something that we're going to have to find a way to find on a night-to-night basis, and that's that consistency that's going to have any success in this league. We know that, but as a coach, I know that that's what we can do, and in short 3 bodies. So there's no excuses.
Todd, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
The Bay Hotel, where your dream wedding becomes reality. Visit us at thebayhotel.net.